There are more life forms on human skin than there are people on the planet. Speaking of planets, do you know how they came about? Well, just like the universe. Do you know the Big Bang Theory? This is how space, where we existed, was born. But do you know what else was born? The famous series of the same name. You guessed it, the Big Bang Theory. Hello everyone and welcome to Top Things. I'm sure you know the famous series, but here are 25 of some shocking things you probably didn't know. Be sure to watch until the end so as to not miss anything great. Having initially started broadcasting in 2007, the theory of prehistoric cosmic detonation has since proceeded to get one of the best US sitcoms ever. Not exclusively do a great many watchers consistently tune in, yet the show has won and been selected for many honors in Now Is the Right Time, with 10 Emmys and 1 Brilliant Globe to its name. As the show prepares to wrap up for good, here are 10 things you never thought about: the theory of prehistoric cosmic detonation. 25. The original rejected pilot for the show featured entirely different characters. Curiously, when Thro Lauren was shopping the theory of the universe's origin around somewhere in the range of 2006 and 2007, he created not one, but rather 2 pilots. The first pilot, created in 2006, highlighted the natural characters of Leonard and Sheldon as played by Johnny Galecki and Jim Parsons, yet in any case had a totally unique arrangement of characters. These included 2 female leads, No Nonsense, Katie, alongside Leonard, and Sheldon's kindred researcher Gilda, individually played by Amanda Walsh and Iris Barr. This pilot was dismissed after helpless test crowd results. However, Laurie was given another opportunity. He retooled his next pilot by holding Galecki and Parsons and presenting Penny, Howard, and Rauch, entertainers Kaley, Cuoco, Simon Helberg, and Kunal Nayyar. 24. Jim Parsons originally thought he was auditioning for a game show. Despite the fact he was answerable for the absolute greatest sitcoms of the day, More Than Two Men, Dharma and Greg, Jim Parsons had never known about enormous detonation maker Hurl Laurie in 2006. This is the reason when he was offered the enormous detonation pilot, Parsons felt so disappointed. He mistook Hurl Laurie for game show host Toss Woolley. In 2014, Parsons revealed to David Letterman, "I thought, for what reason would they say they are so amped up for it? We should perceive that the man has to bring to the table before we're similar to, it's another Hurl Woolery pilot." 23. Wil Wheaton got his role through Twitter. Most popular to a specific age as the youthful star of Remain By Me and Star Journey: The Future, Huge Explosion may be the task entertainer Wil Wheaton is most popular for nowadays. What's more, to think the job he plays on the show, a vile form of himself, just happened because of an expendable remark on Twitter. In 2014, Wheaton disclosed to Larry Lord he was chatting on Twitter about the amount I adored the show, when both leader-maker Stephen Malaro and Huge Explosion co-maker Bill Prady connected contribution a section. Wheaton has since gotten one of the show's semi-regulars. 22. Nobody knows Penny's last name. It's been 11 and a half seasons and up till now, still no one realizes Penny's last name, in any event the one she had before she hitched Leonard. It's conceivable the secret will be explained in the presently broadcasting last season, however, don't hold your breath. In 2014, Stephen Malaro told Vulture, "We're somewhat of an eccentric part here. We've made it this far without realizing Penny's last name. I believe we're acceptable not discovering." 21. A Belarus TV network copied Big Bang without permission. Toward the finish of the Period 3 scene, The Enormous Hadron Impact, Toss Laurie included one of his brand name vanity cards. However, this one was somewhat extraordinary. Vanity card number 277 itemized an instance of literary theft. A Belarus telecom company had made a Belarusian duplicate of Enormous Detonation, complete with characters named Sheldon, Leo, Howard, Raj, and Natasha, called The Scholars. As per the card, no legitimate move could be made as it's close to difficult to sue for copyright encroachment in Belarus on the grounds that the television creation organization that is scamming us is possessed and worked by the public authority of Belarus. The Scholars was soon dropped in any case. Number 20. Numbers in the show carry secret meanings. Enormous Detonation is flooded with in-jokes, none more so than where repeating numbers are concerned. In the show, Sheldon's number one number, which shows up on his garments every once in a while, is 73. This is concerning the year Jim Parsons was conceived, 1973. Condo numbers additionally convey a shrouded meaning. Amy Farrah Fowler's 314 is the initial 3 digits of pi, while Wil Wheaton's 1701 alludes to then structure number of the USS Undertaking from the Wheaton featuring Star Journey: The Future. Number 19, Mayim Bialik really has a PhD in neuroscience. Mayim Bialik probably won't be a lot of like her Enormous Detonation character. In actuality, however, the two do share a certain something. The two of them have a PhD in neuroscience. Truth be told, Amy Farrah Fowler was revamped as a neuroscientist due to Bialik's projecting, with Bialik telling Assortment in 2015 that makers didn't have a calling for my character when I entered the finale of Season 3. As indicated by Bialik, Bill Prady said they'd make her what I am so I could fix things in the content in the event that they weren't right. Number 18, the cast are the highest paid TV actors in the world. Obviously, considering the show's prosperity and what amount said achievement is down to its cast, the theory of the universe's origin stars are paid liberally for their work. Since 2017, Johnny Galecki, Jim Parsons, Simon Helberg, Kunal Nayyar, and Kaley Cuoco have been making $1 million for every scene. Considering each season comprises of 24 scenes, it should not shock anyone that the huge Explosion Jeeve cast individuals are therefore the most generously compensated television entertainers on the planet. Number 17. Animals have been named after the show. Not that you couldn't as of now surmise from the show's numerous science-based appearances, yet the theory of how things came to be is similarly as well known with researchers as is with general crowds. This is confirmed by the way that 2 distinctive as of late found types of creatures have been named for the show, explicitly after Sheldon's number 1 expression. The 2 animals are the Bazinga rieki, a little jellyfish, and the Euglossa bazinga, a Brazilian orchid honeybee. Number 16. It's the most successful sitcom since Friends. In spite of the fact that Huge Explosion topped in Season 9 with a normal of in excess of 20 million watchers, the show actually rounds up enormous figures for a cutting-edge network program. Since 2012, the show has never dipped under 18 million watchers for each season normal. For as long as 4 seasons, it's been the most-watched parody on TV. This makes Enormous Detonation the best sitcom since Companions, which not even once dipped under a 20 million for every season normal. Number 15. Kaley Cuoco and Johnny Galecki dated in real life secretly. After various periods of will they won't they sentiment, Leonard and Penny at long last got married in Season 9. All things considered, in any case, Leonard and Penny entertainers Johnny Galecki and Kaley Cuoco didn't work out so well as a couple. From 2007 to 2009, Galecki and Cuoco dated, no doubt. However, fanatics of the show didn't discover until Cuoco admitted to it in a meeting in 2010. Number 14. Soft Kitty is a real song. Soft Kitty, Sheldon's number 1 soulless melody, is certainly not an Enormous Detonation innovation, however has its birthplace in a society tune that goes back hundreds of years. The show's co-maker Bill Prady initially heard the tune from his little girl, who sang it at preschool. However, her instructor had first heard it while working in Australia. This was the youngster's tune Warm Kitty, with words composed by Edith Newlin in 1937 and itself depended on an 18th century clean cradle song called Lazl Klotik na Plotik. Number 13. Kate Micucci could have played Amy. In Season 6 and later as visitor star Season 10, Kate Micucci played Raj's future sweetheart Lucy. This wasn't the initial segment on the show that Garfunkel and Oates jokester had tried out for nonetheless. Before she played Lucy, Micucci was in the racing to play Amy Farrah Fowler, however Mayim Bialik just beat her to it. Number 12. The cast learned to play instruments just for the show. The theremin may famously be one of the most troublesome instruments to play, however, Jim Parsons is one of the moderately not many to have it dominated. Parsons didn't have the foggiest idea how to play the electronic instrument before he joined the theory of how things came to be. He learned it explicitly for the show. Parsons wasn't the one and only one. Whenever it was concluded that Amy Farrah Fowler could play the harp, Mayim Bialik set about taking in the instrument without any preparation. Number 11. The show was originally called Lenny, Penny, and Kenny. Before Toss Laurie and Bill Prady at a long last chose the theory of prehistoric cosmic detonation for their science-based sitcom, they thought about an alternate title. The truth is out. While Penny and Leonard kept their names, Sheldon in this variant of the show was named Kenny. Number 10. Howard's mother was written out of the show after the actress who voiced her died. In Season 8, Howard's long-concealed mother, Debbie Wolowitz, bites the dust abruptly off-screen, or rather, off-soundtrack. Mrs. Wolowitz wasn't worked out of the show this way purposely. The composing group felt they had no other decision after Nan Susi, who had voiced Debbie since Season 1, kicked the bucket on November 11, 2014. Susi had kicked the bucket, matured 62, after concise fight with malignancy. She was last heard making an appearance as Mrs. Wolowitz on the Season 11 flashback scene, The Bitcoin Entrapment. Number 9. Macaulay Culkin turned down one of the lead roles. In 2018, Macaulay Culkin, indeed Home Alone and Richie Rich's Macaulay Culkin, dropped a stunner in a meeting with Joe Rogan. The previous youngster entertainer uncovered that he had been sought after not once, however multiple times, to take one of the two driving functions on The Theory of How Things Came to Be back when Hurl Laurie was setting up the disastrous first plot. As indicated by Culkin, he was all, "I'm cool, much obliged," and the subsequent time once more complimented no about taking on the specific job, and we will put great cash on it having been Leonard. Number 8. Mary Cooper is played by a mother and daughter acting duo. Since the time Season 1 of The Theory of How Things Came to Be, Sheldon's strongly strict mother has been played by Lauria Metcalf. Obviously, when it came to projecting huge explosion turn-off youthful Sheldon, makers expected to go searching for another entertainer to play youthful Mary, close by Ian Armitage's young Sheldon Cooper. What's more, who better to play a youthful Laurie Metcalf than Metcalf's own little girl, Zoe Perry, who has featured as the more youthful Mary Cooper in 40 scenes of youthful Sheldon to date. Number 7. The show has its own scientific advisor. Strangely for a television sitcom, The Theory of the Universe's Origin has its own science specialist on staff. David Saltzberg, a UCLA teacher, has gone about as specialized counselor on the show since the pilot and even the unaired pilot. Saltzberg is kept around to ensure all that the show's researchers' characters state do is exact. Number 6. Melissa Rauch doesn't actually speak like that. For a very long time at this point, Melissa Rauch has played Howard's noisy-voiced accomplice Bernadette on The Theory of the Universe's Origin. Considering the entertainer has never eased up in 10 years on the show, you'd be pardoned for intuition this is exactly how Rauch talks. Nuh-uh. In actuality, Rauch's voice is considerably less high, as any individual who's consistently gotten her in a meeting will know. Rauch really took motivation from her own mom, just without the jersey. Apparently, it's fundamentally the same as Rauch uncovered at a board in 2013. Number 5. Leonard and Sheldon were named after a TV legend. Chuck Lorre didn't stop by the names Leonard and Sheldon by some coincidence. The pair were indeed named after Sheldon Leonard, a legend of media outlets. Beginning as an entertainer with little functions in any semblance of It's an Awesome Life and Folks and Dolls, Leonard later moved into creating for TV. It was here that Leonard built up a standing as the man behind such satire works of art as I Spy and The Dick Van Dyke Show, such a standing that Throw Laurie named 2 sitcom characters after him a very long time after his prime. Number 4. The color of Sheldon's clothing changes according to his mood. The number 73 once in a while showing up there aside, Sheldon's attire is likewise critical for another explanation. Look carefully and you'll see that the shade of Sheldon's shirts change as indicated by what his current state of mind is. On the off chance that Sheldon's donning red, he'll probably be furious. Yellow, unfortunate. Green, valiant. And blue, confident. Number 3. There's a theory that the show is leading up to the apocalypse. Enormous detonation may have played out like your regular sitcom up until now, yet imagine a scenario where it's going someplace a whole lot hazier. As per an ongoing investigation video from Broke, the theory of prehistoric cosmic detonation isn't working to an anticipated upbeat closure, yet to the huge crunch. Essentially, the enormous crunch is the thing that researchers propose could ultimately occur in our universe, the whole world-destroying backwards of the huge explosions start. Broken suggests that the theory of the universe's origin could end with one of the show's researcher characters, diverted by the sitcom of their lives, incidentally end life as we probably are aware of it with a bit of innovative Caltech hardware. Appears to be impossible, yet that would make for one strong finale. Number 2. Bialik was referenced on the show 2 seasons before she joined. In spite of the fact that she's been a primary cast apparatus for quite a while, Mayim Bialik didn't really join Huge Explosion until Season 3. The entertainer, not the character, has been referred to on the show nearly from the earliest starting point nonetheless. In Season 1, as the group examined who may match Sheldon in knowledge, Rauch says, "You know who's evidently shrewd is the young lady who played Television's Bloom. She got a PhD in neuroscience or something." Television's Bloom was obviously Mayim Bialik, who might join Huge Explosion in Season 3 and proceed to be Sheldon's adoration, interest, and scholarly equivalent. Number 1. The set has only one set of stairs. For 12 seasons, Huge Explosion's characters have been compelled to use the stairwell to their lofts because of an unceasingly broken lift. This has brought about various scenes of the characters strolling all over the flight of stairs in discussion. As a general rule, there is no flight of stairs. The set has only one bunch of steps, with the set just changed for each extraordinary floor. What do you think is the most shocking thing? Leave a subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself.